Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, this is a follow-up to my earlier video on Trump and his campaign email server being hacked. We apparently, allegedly, now know whose email they hacked, and it's none other than Roger Stone. Roger Stone announced that it was his email account that was used to push the spear phishing attempt by Iran into the Trump campaign. Now, again, I looked at the stories, and Microsoft allegedly did a investigation on this and said Iran was behind the hacking, and the U.S. government, the federal government, also says Iran was behind the hacking. So, as much as we don't trust the Trump campaign to tell us the truth about anything, that might actually be an accurate statement. Now, that being said, the FBI has been looking into this apparently since June. I was watching one TikTok. A woman was saying she suspected a low-level mole might have leaked those. That's entirely possible also. It'd be a lot easier to do it that way. One thing of interest, and that was in this this article here, as well as linking to an AP News article, is that the information from the Trump emails was sent to Politico, but it was also sent to the Washington Post and I believe the New York Times. Let me double check that. Okay, found it. Yeah, two other news outlets, the New York Times and the Washington Post, said they received leaked materials, but none of them revealed details about what they had, but they didn't publish anything either. How funny, you know. Hillary's emails were free game for everybody. They were dying to get Hillary's emails. When the DNC got hacked, they released all of the emails to get John Podesta, the head of the DNC, to step down. The RNC got hacked too, but those never got released. There were reports that the Biden-Harris servers were also spear-phished, but there was no indication that the spear phishing attempt was successful. And again, that was for when Joe Biden was the presidential nominee, not Kamala Harris. Although that, yeah, she is. I was about to say she's not technically, yeah, you had to get to the DNC to announce it, but yeah, she is. So what do we have? It appears that Iran tried to hack both Trump and Biden-Harris. They were successful with Trump. They got in via Roger Stone, and multiple news outlets were given the information and they didn't publish it. Which normally you would say kudos to you for, you know, showing some restraint. But on the other hand, it's like, how come you didn't show that restraint 8 years ago when it was Hillary Clinton? Is the fix in? And that's kind of the frustration here, and that's where I want to look at this a little more closely. Is you know, why didn't these news agencies publish this information? They had no qualms about it 8 years ago. I don't think they've suddenly discovered morals and ethics. And is it unethical to be given information that you're going to have to go out and confirm anyways? That's where the real ethics comes in. You know, if somebody said that, you know, Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama was born in Kenya, not the United States, and they sent this to you in an email with some research in there, and, you know, a copy of his birth certificate says Kenya on it, it's up to you, the reporter, to not just say, oh, there it is, or you have to go look at it and go verify the facts to make sure that this story is legitimate. And by doing that, you would find out, no, that wasn't true. Oh, God. Okay. Why did the news media not cover this the same way they covered Hillary Clinton in her emails? Iran, if you're listening, I'd be curious to know that too. Entertainment purposes only. Well, there's a foundational card to end all foundational cards. The devil. Because there's corruption. Absolute corruption here. I was joking, not joking, saying the fix is in. The fix is in. Now, you'd like to think, on a real positive note, it's when this illicit information comes in to big news organizations that can impact the election, they should do the right thing and put it to a stop type thing, bring it to completion. But I don't think that's what this is giving me here. This information came in. It came in from outside the United States. I'm still believing that Iran did this. But these big news organizations and these campaigns, they put the kibosh on it. This would almost be like the news. You could picture the reporters telling their editors about this, and then the editors have talked to the senior editors, and it starts working its way up the chain to the owners of the newspapers, and now the CEOs and the chairman of the boards, the chairman of the board and the board get to make the decision. If there's a new world order of oligarchs running the country as a big giant oligarchical shadow government, yeah, they might want Donald Trump in there as their puppet, and they could squelch this information. I'm just thinking that this information got stopped at the news organizations at the top, but I think it's corrupt. While it's corrupt information, it might be done for corrupt purposes. In the past, you've got the Five of Swords, and I don't mean like corrupt purposes, like the Dominion lawsuit got Fox News scared. Yeah, wrong. Yeah, I'm sure they weren't happy that they had to pay $800 million out and then fire Tucker Carlson in the process. But it just means they only have to back down a little bit, not a whole heck of a lot. In the past with the Five of Swords, absolute control over everything. The media has been it's been condensed into the hands of a few people. Independent medias are being chased away. All that's really left is corporate media and hacks like me on YouTube, Midas Touch, and other groups, Brian Tyler Cohen, where you have to kind of go for information that you hope is more accurate than what's being curated by the corporate media. And again, in the past with Hillary, if they can get those emails from that server, they were going to use it. Current situation, though, is the Page of Cups. There's an evaluation going on. It's weird. It's where normally you would have investigative reporters dig into this and getting this email stuff. These aren't state secrets. You know what I mean? This isn't like top secret information about battle plans to Iran, for instance, that was leaked to the Washington Post that they shouldn't publish for national security reasons. This is Donald Trump's campaign emails, vetting on J.D. Vance and such. It just seems really odd that they're not acting like they normally would act in a situation like this, which is what calls attention to it in the first place. Overarching energy is the Nine of Wands. I want to say is that more information is coming in. It's more like they're looking over their shoulder. I guess there is more information coming in, but I think with whom some of these emails got sent to, Washington Post and the New York Times might talk with each other and say, hey, we got this. We're not doing anything with it. We better let the other news oligarchs know what's going on with this so they don't do something with it either. I don't know who owns Politico, but you can imagine some phone calls were made from wealthy people to other wealthy people. Lesson to be learned is the Ten of Cups. The happy family, the celebration. They have, the corporate media certainly has their agenda as to what they want to sell to their buying public, and more importantly to their advertisers, who the buying public clicks on their links. So by not sharing this information, you keep the happy boat rolling. Now, you can imagine if there was really damning information in this, that would undo the Trump campaign. And if you undo the Trump campaign, then the race isn't close. And if the race isn't close, you're not selling advertiser dollars when you're telling people that the polls are close. So the news media benefits from a close race. And if you have to adjust the news to keep the narrative that you want so you can keep making money, you do that. Outcome is the star card. Look at these major arcana. You got the devil card, you got the star card, and the world card here in a black cat. I am the Hierophant. I caught you before you could do that. So what the star card is the calm after the storm. This is the most amazing card in it. What are we doing? I'm distracted by the black cat. Hello. How are you? People like seeing you in my readings. Did you know that? Bigger star than me, that's for sure. Hello. Give everybody those yellowy eyes of yours. The outcome is the star card. I think they're trying to protect their assets. They're trying to protect... I'm kind of half playing, half off. They're trying to protect what they've built up here. This doesn't make sense. I mean... Again, the hard-hitting journalists would normally be fact-finding and reporting stories, just like the Watergate break-in. If that information got leaked through sources and stuff like that. Now, if the corporate media at that time really wanted to support Nixon, they wouldn't have investigated it. You wouldn't have Woodward and Bernstein and all the president's men and all that. So something's changed in our media and how things are delivered to the masses. I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, we're back. He wouldn't settle down. I tried to pull up a chair for him, tried to pet him. He just wanted to be pet. Then you pet him too much, then he wants to bite you. Or chew on my bracelets. He's always trying to chew on my bracelets. So, I got him to jump off, and then he wants to jump on again. You can go play with the kitten right now, which is went skulking that way. All right. Another question I had was, with nobody asking, the Trump organization announced that their emails got hacked. And Roger Stone almost seems proud that it was his email account that was used to hack it. Okay. Seems kind of weird. Not something I would want to brag about. Unless there was a timing issue. Like, maybe some of the information got out and some news agencies are going to report on it. Or is this used as a justification for making changes in your campaign? So I kind of want to know, what's the Trump campaign? Why are they announcing this? What do they have something going on in the background that doesn't meet the eye right now? Two of Wands. There is some planning happening. It's interesting how Trump announces his 2-week break from campaigning and then this announcement comes out. Like there's an evaluation, a plan that's being put together here. Crossed with the King of Swords. It's also interesting that Jack Smith asked for a 2 to 3 week delay before this announcement came out as well. Trump's taking a delay from campaigning. Jack Smith is taking a delay from prosecution. And now we've got this hacked email information coming out. There's just a lot of information that may not be related, but could be related. It's funny, these cards came up in my health reading, which is the other video that went up today. In the past, you got the 6 of Coins, the charity. It could be greed. It could be stinginess. Could be campaign donations. Let's just keep it really base and simple. There's money. This could be about money coming in, campaign donations, and things drying up. It's gone from big to small. And again, Trump has lost the narrative for the last month or so. Current situation is the Four of Cups. The pick in the past that made sense when Biden was going to be your opponent doesn't make sense now with Kamala Harris. And for 3 weeks, you've been trying to figure out how to smear Kamala Harris, and you can't seem to do it. So you're kind of going after Tim Walz, the VP pick at this point. And, you're trying, getting information, but you don't like the results. Overarching energy is the Page of Cups. So maybe it's time to poison the cup. Or just Republicans are weird. Tim Walz is the one that said Republicans are weird. And this would certainly be, the typical Trump supporter out there with their Trump flag and their diaper on and all that weird stuff. Yeah, I'm going to just say this because this is my MAGA card also. MAGA will drink anything you give them because they're fanatics. What's MAGA going to do though if Trump is not out there campaigning as he takes his 2-week break? They're going to get bored. They'll still vote. Don't get me wrong. They'll still vote. But the enthusiasm's down. More cups. 2 of Cups. An agreement being made. If Trump were trying to get out of the election in the next 2 weeks, he would be negotiating. It wouldn't be negotiating with Jack Smith per se, but, Jack Smith does have cases against him, and here's offering something. Don't prosecute me, and I'll give you a little something. But the negotiations aren't going particularly well. But you keep trying with your offers, and maybe you'll get an agreement that works out for you. Outcome is the Five of Swords. I was asking what they're up to. Oh, and underneath is looking for a happy ending. Winner takes all. I think, I don't think Anthony Scaramucci is wrong with this. With Trump trying to negotiate a deal to get out of his criminal issues. I realize we're talking about a hacking case and Trump's taking a hiatus, and is the hacking related to that? I mean, maybe there's... I don't think the hacking is a false flag to get sympathy for him, to make him seem tough. It's not going to do anything for his campaign. It's possible, again, for Trump taking his break, it's possible he's trying to negotiate a legal way out of this. If it's not that, he's still trying to figure out a way to come up with a plan to defeat Kamala Harris. The Five of Swords could be, oh yeah, I've hit on a big plan, I've got this. But you would have to have some successes leading up to this. I haven't seen any successes leading up to this. Yeah, maybe you could pick off Tim Walz or some other folks peripheral to the campaign, but I just don't see the big win here with this. 10 of Cups. Wants that happiness fulfilled. Trump doesn't want to be president. He just doesn't want to go to jail. He doesn't want to go to prison. Oh. I should stick to 4 carders. The 7 carders get me all confused. I think he's just trying to come up with some type of campaign strategy against Kamala Harris. Things aren't looking good for him on the long term. And I think basically that 5 of Swords, his campaign probably in the next 5 weeks could be done. You think about what's going to happen in the next 5 weeks. It's August 13th as I record this. 5 weeks is 35 days. That would make it August 48th. And since there's only 31 days in August, that's going to take us to September 17th or so. And I believe September 18th is when Judge Merchan is going to sentence Trump. So in the next 5 weeks, like that Five of Swords, Trump's got to come up with some strategy to damage Kamala Harris and derail her campaign, all the while doing damage control with his VP pick, all the while facing court cases for his the January 6th insurrection, which involves Jack Smith and Judge Chutkan. And then, near September 18th, he's got the New York criminal trial sentencing. So there's a lot going on in the next 5 weeks that really can make or break the Trump campaign. And what are we going to do about that? We are going to make sure that we're registered to vote. We're going to make sure that like-minded people are registered to vote. And we're going to make our plans to vote. Because even if his campaign implodes, that we still have to get out and vote. Because not only do we want Harris in, we also want to give her Congress. We want to give her the Senate and the House so that the Democrats can actually enact the legislation needed to put up guardrails to protect this country and restore people's rights. Okay? As far as the hacking goes, it's a little bit confusing right now. My simple mind just goes to corporations want to keep the election drama really high so that people keep tuning in and they make money. And Trump taking a break could be to come up with new strategies, because what he's doing right now, he's flailing. It's not working. And it could also be that there could be some negotiations going on in the background. Who knows? We'll know in 5 weeks. How about that? Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.